this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
With no fees or minimums on checking accounts, it's no wonder the Capital One bank guy is so passionate about banking with Capital One. If he were here, he wouldn't just tell you about no fees or minimums. He'd also talk about how most Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. Yep, even on weekends. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One, N.A., member FDIC.
You see it instantly. It's Coldwater Creek, the mark of exceptional workmanship and signature touches inspired by a Mountain West heritage. Distinctive styles created from quality fabrics, silhouettes perfected with just the right drape, feel-good fits offering ease of movement, and thoughtful details to elevate your look. For a wardrobe you can count on season after season, visit coldwatercreek.com. Shop the new spring collection at 20% off $75 or more with code IHEART20.
Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you? Welcome to Stuff You Should Know from HowStuffWorks.com.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark. There's Chuck Bryant. You're lewd, Chuck.
What?
You're lewd.
Oh, I thought you said I'm lubed.
Well, a little bit of both, Chuck.
Great.
Yes, so this is Stuff You Should Know. I did say your full name, didn't I?
No, it doesn't matter. I'm just Chuck.
Just Chuck.
CB.
Yeah.
LOL.
So, Chuck, did you know that just a couple days ago, the Earth actually had a near miss with an asteroid?
I did hear about that. Someone, actually, a fan wrote in and told me that. I wasn't aware.
Yeah, this asteroid about the size of a 10-story building. We know the height. I don't know the width or depth or anything, but
right.
Passed within 50,000 miles of Earth, which
It's
NASA
close.
considers a close call.
Right.
I believe that's what they call it, or near miss.
Sure.
Same thing. But there have been closer asteroids.
Right.
Very recently, I think 2004 or 2006, one came within 5,000 miles.
That's close.
But the thing was pretty small and wouldn't have done much damage. This one came within 50,000 miles, which is a fifth of the distance between us and the moon, so it was really close.
Yeah.
And it was about the same size as the one that leveled 800 square miles of Siberia in 1908.
Wow.
So it could have been a real problem, right?
Right. We should have gotten Bruce Willis and the gang of drillers to go up and explode it with the nuclear warhead.
Don't think they weren't at the ready.
Sure he was.
Yeah. Ben Affleck, too.
Yeah. That was a terrible movie.
It really was.
Mm-hmm.
Are we allowed to say that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was a terrible movie.
It was. Thank you, Michael Bay, for that stinker.
That's funny that you bring up Michael Bay's name, because he's doing something right now that will be out soon, I believe. He may have already finished. He's directing a movie called 2012.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
Roland Emmerich directed that film.
Well, then we need to update this article, because it says Michael Bay.
I believe he's producing it.
Same thing.
Okay.
Okay. Michael Bay is tagged
I worked with
to
him.
this. Let's hear it, Chuck.
I can't tell the full story, honestly, because I would most definitely get a phone call from his people.
Oh, yeah?
But yeah, I worked with him on a truck commercial at the Grand Canyon. Pretty cool.
Very cool. What
Yes.
truck? The Canyonero?
Oh, I don't even remember.
Oh, okay. So, well, I bring up 2012 because that's kind of what we're talking about today.
That's right. And Josh, this is another listener suggestion. We're kind of diving into these from Jason of Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Wanted to hear about the doomsday theories of the year 2012. So.
Yeah. Thanks, Jason. Let's do this, right, Chuck?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, it's not just the year 2012. There's actually a specific date, December 21st,
Right.
2012, the winter solstice. And actually, I was on a site called All About 2012, and it cites 11:11 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time as the moment when the world's going to end.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I will hold off on buying my Christmas presents that year until the 22nd.
You do anyway, don't you?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so the end of the world is not going to.
I would feel mighty
big changes
foolish
for you.
if I plunked down like several $100s on gift for my wife and then the world ended.
Well, you're not going to need money anyway after the apocalypse comes.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so, well, Chuck, December 21st, 2012, this is not an arbitrary date, right?
No.
This is actually based on the Mayan calendar, or one of them, right?
Yeah, they had several.
Though, first we should probably say this is actually becoming something of a trend, this kind of doomsday prophecy that December 21st, 2012 is going to see the end of the world, or at least significant changes. There's all sorts of groups around the world I read an article about one in Belgium, led by a guy named, what's his name? Patrick,
Patrick
Jarrell.
Yeah.
You heard of him too?
Yeah, I read that.
He's developing quite a following, and apparently he and his people have found a plot of land in Africa, in the highlands, I imagine somewhere in Ethiopia, where they're going to basically hole up and wait, and then come back out and try starting civilization up again.
That's what he said. He's stockpiling stuff. He quit his job a couple of years ago after he saved up some money, and
so
he's taking it seriously.
Yeah, and I mean, we're talking probably the thousands of people who are, actively thinking that this is going to happen and maybe making preparations about it, but it seems to be gathering steam the closer we get to 2012, right?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
You remember Y2K?
I do.
Do you remember what a paranoid time that was?
Well, not for me.
No?
No, man, I remember, and I'm not just saying this now, but I remember at the time saying, nothing's going to happen, nothing's going to go wrong, the elevators aren't going to fall down the side of the building, and all our computers aren't going to explode, and I just remember thinking it's just all much ado about nothing.
I feel like you were in the minority then. Like, think about it. Remember X-Files? It had a tremendous run, and I think a lot of it was because of the changing over from, one millennia to another. For some reason, we humans attach great significance to a change in calendar, even though it's a human construct, right?
Yeah, true.
But I mean, it also, these kind of doomsday prophecies, these fears that the world is going to end, they usually reflect like our cultural concerns at the time, like Y2K. That fears about that began to grow alongside technology as technology was taking off.
Exactly.
And like the internet was this huge thing that we hadn't really figured out what to do with, except to put like really, really dirty porn that involved goats onto, So it seemed like, Y2K, it was technology-based concern, it's fear. And this 2012 thing, it's taking place, it's transpiring, while we've become a very eco-conscious society.
Right.
We're aware of our environmental impact, and it seems like part of the 2012 movement is kind of this back to earth thing. I get the sense that a lot of people who are like, I'm going to be prepared, I'm going to make it, I'm going to be one of the lucky people who gets to repopulate Earth.
Right.
And part of that is knowing how to plant crops and, raise livestock and that kind of thing.
Sure.
So it seems to reflect the kind of the green consciousness that we have right now.
Right.
Although the common thread, of course, is that the world's going to end, right?
Exactly. And I think global warming has got a lot of people scared, and a lot of the people, the 2012ers, that's good. You like that?
Sure.
A lot of the 2012ers bring up things like global warming. It's like, this is a sign the oceans will boil and, volcanoes will erupt and mass chaos.
No, and a critic would say, yeah, volcanoes erupt, fairly commonly. There are earthquakes and there are floods. These things happen,
Exactly.
We don't have enough of a handle on climatology to really say either way, which is, I think, why debates like these rage, right?
Right.
Okay, so like we said, the December 21st, 2012, the date, it's based on a Mayan calendar.
That's where it all started.
And actually among, to borrow your term, 2012ers, there's a predominant theory that the Mayan civilization, were either aliens or in contact with aliens.
Right.
And when you kind of start to look at the Mayans, you get an idea of how somebody could say that. They earliest Mayan settlement they found is from 2400 BCE, and they just kind of lived primitively for a couple of millennia.
Uh-huh.
And then out of nowhere, there's this sudden burst of ingenuity and insight from the 3rd century to the 10th century CE. And all of a sudden, the Mayans developed this really tremendous understanding of mathematics, including zero, which you can't create a mathematical system without zero. You have to have zero, and it's very elusive and rare.
Right.
And to develop it out of nowhere is really something. They understood crop domestication, really elaborate architecture, and they became arguably the most advanced pre-Columbian civilization in Mesoamerica, almost overnight, historically speaking, right?
Yeah, I think they were easily the most advanced. They had an advanced system of writing. They were the first people to do that. Mm-hmm. They had a recorded history. Mm-hmm. They were the first civilization to record their own history.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Astronomy, like you said, mathematics.
Right. Yeah, and one of the other things that they were really, really good at was marking time, especially through calendars.
Yes, and building things.
They were good at billing things and bloodletting, big into bloodletting
Really?
and human sacrifice.
Oh, well, yeah, sure.
Yeah, but ritual bloodletting as well.
Okay.
You can't leave that out.
Right.
For the person whose blood is being let, it's a pretty significant experience, I imagine,
so.
right?
Yeah.
And probably for the person who's doing the cutting too, but we'll find out later.
You see it instantly. It's Coldwater Creek, the mark of exceptional workmanship and signature touches inspired by a Mountain West heritage. Distinctive styles created from quality fabrics, silhouettes perfected with just the right drape, feel-good fits offering ease of movement, and thoughtful details to elevate your look. Coldwater Creek's authenticity is embodied in every piece, embracing its confident spirit that carries through to today. Discover Coldwater Creek clothing, designed to fit your life the way you want. For a wardrobe you can count on season after season, visit coldwatercreek.com. Shop the new spring collection at 20% off $75 or more with code IHEART20.
Doing taxes the old way meant handing everything off and just hoping things were moving. But now you can feel confident your taxes are being handled right with Intuit TurboTax. Now you match with a TurboTax full-service expert. Just upload your documents right in the app, and boom, they take it from there. Start to finish, you've got a dedicated expert working your return. They check every deduction and credit to help you get the best possible outcome, so you can feel confident you're getting every dollar you deserve. And now you're not guessing what's happening, you're seeing it happen. TurboTax gives you real-time updates on your expert's progress while you go about your day. Run errands, grab a coffee, live your life. You're always in the loop. And if a question pops up, you got unlimited expert help at no extra cost, even on nights and weekends during tax season. Taxes are finally transparent, easier, and handled. Visit TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax full-service experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
So they had 20 different calendars, at least, that we know of.
Right.
And actually 5 of them are still kept in secret by Mayans today.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Really kind of makes you wonder what those 5 calendars are counting, right? But there's I guess I call them the big 3 calendars.
Yes.
The Zolkin, which is actually a 260-day calendar that actually parallels human gestation.
Okay.
All about 2012 again, that site, which I found pretty cool. They basically have a calendar for a pregnancy, right? There's the Haab, H-A-A-B.
Yeah, that's 360 days with a 5-day period called the Wayeb. Is that correct?
Which it's a solar calendar, but it's essentially the same thing as the one that we use, the Gregorian calendar that we use,
exactly.
right? And then there's the calendar round, which is a 52-year calendar.
Right.
And then there's actually the big one. This is the one that all of this doomsday stuff is centered around.
Right.
And it's called, the long count calendar, right?
Yes, and that's all about the Great Cycle, is what they call it.
Yeah, which is a period of 5,125.36 years.
Yeah, very specific.
Yeah, approximately, right?
Yeah.
And we know that this date of December 21st, 2012 is the end of this great cycle.
Exactly.
Thanks to the conquistadors.
Uh-huh.
So they show up and just completely subjugate and commit genocide against the Mayans. Some of them are left alive. And actually there was one Mayan scholar who adopted the Gregorian calendar in conjunction with the long count calendar and started recording the same dates on both.
Oh, right, yeah.
And so eventually some scholars went back and started comparing dates and found the pattern and finally determined that the beginning of the last great cycle was August 13th, 3114 BCE.
Right.
And, 5,125 years after that is...
0.36.
0.36.
Would be December 21st, 2012.
Yep. So that's how we know that the Mayan calendar is going to reset itself on that date.
Right. But I think now is where we should note that the Mayans did not say this was the end of the world. It was a restarting of the Great Cycle, and they, I believe, had gone through 3 other Great Cycles. Is that correct?
So far, yeah.
Yeah. So they didn't think it was going to be the end of the world. This is something that other people have kind of put on it.
And apparently, we're, as far as the Mayans are concerned, we're extraordinarily lucky to live through the end of a great cycle and the beginning of another. It's a time of really good luck.
Right.
It's a time to celebrate.
Exactly.
It's not really a time to stock up on bottled water.
Right.
You know?
Evaporated milk.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that's kind of one of the fatal flaws, I think, in the whole 2012 doomsday prophecy, is that the very people whose calendar it's based on didn't necessarily believe this, right?
Well, right, but the reason, and I did a little more research too, and a lot of Mayan scholars are really upset about this, that it casts them in a negative light, and they're saying this is not all accurate. This is not at all accurate, sorry. And Mayans didn't believe this, and this is something we put on it because of it ends with the winter solstice. That's the key, right?
Right. There are a couple of things that, doing research, I found slightly unsettling.
Let's hear them.
And, okay, can I tell you a quick Y2K story?
Yeah.
I wasn't big into it either, but I'm kind of one of those. I was a Cub Scout for a little while. Never made it to Boy Scouts because I thought respecting your elders just because they're old, that's a stupid concept, and I quit. But I was a Boy Scout long enough to learn to prepare, just in case. So on December 31st, 1999, I was at Phillips Arena at a Widespread Panic show, and had you followed me back to my van, you would have found a 410 shotgun, some shells, my dogs, some water, and a couple of other supplies, and I was ready to go to the Georgia mountains just in case.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious.
You're kidding.
Yeah, no, a younger, much more out of it Josh made that decision. But hey, if it had happened, I would have, been fine.
I was at the Gravity Pub in East Atlanta that night.
Were you? Mm-hmm. Great place.
Ringing in the new year.
That's great, Chuck.
A plug for the Gravity Pub.
Seriously, and Phillips Arena. So
As if
come
they
to
knew.
Atlanta. We've got at least 2 things for you to do.
Right.
So my point is that I'm not necessarily a really nervous person about stuff like this. I am prepared. I'm probably not going to do anything for December 21st, 2012, except maybe throw a party.
Right.
But there are a couple of things, like I said, doing research that I found that were kind of weird about December 21st, 2012. One of them is that on that date, the winter solstice, the sun is actually going to be, on that one day, at the center of the Milky Way.
Yep.
The last time that happened was about 26,000 years ago.
Right. And apparently only happens every 26,000 years.
Yeah.
Or so.
And we're talking like a day. It will be in that position for a day.
Yeah.
And probably not even the whole day. At 11:11 maybe even. Who knows?
Right.
I found that a little significant. And then another is that we are actually beginning a new sunspot cycle. This is something that actually, if you read some of the 2012 literature, they keep talking about sunspots and sunspots and how it's going to create, severe climate change and imbalance in Earth processes.
Right.
And on July 31st, 2006, NASA astronomers found a backward sunspot, meaning that it was polarized in the wrong direction from south to north rather than a line north to south. It appeared on the sun.
Right.
And it's basically a planet-sized magnet. And they've been waiting for it because it signals the start of a new solar cycle. Okay? And when that happens, we have like proton storms, and it actually messes with the Earth's magnetic field.
Right.
These happen, I don't know, every few years, I think. There's a few year period between solar cycles. So it's not that significant, but it could have a big effect.
Right.
The thing is the Earth's own magnetic field right now is in the process of reversing.
It is.
Did you read about this?
I did, and I know that 2012ers think that pole reversal might be one of the significant events, as in sun rises in the west, sets in the east, that kind of thing.
And actually, it is. Like I read on Science Daily that we're in about probably 1,200 years. They're saying it's going to reverse, and it happens randomly. And they know that it's reversed through some very clever techniques. They find ancient lava flow, and lava, because of its composition, aligns itself with magnetic north. It flows.
Right.
Right. So whatever direction it's flowing in, it basically leaves like a line of this is where magnetic north was on this day, and if you can date that lava flow, then right then, hundreds of thousands or millions of years ago, that's where magnetic north was, right?
Wow.
So they're finding now that the magnetic field on Earth is reversing, and this only happens about every 780,000 years. So all these things are kind of significant, and I can understand how somebody who is very concerned about war, famine, pestilence, and it is, conceivably into the end of the world.
Disease.
Sure.
Yeah.
Who could kind of take all this information in and say, yep, December 21st, 2012.
Right.
I'm going to be in a bunker in Ethiopia.
I see your point, Josh, but most serious scholars say there's nothing to it. And I didn't find any mainstream scientists who endorsed anything like this.
Everyone I ran across is like, no, this is not going to happen.
Right. And in fact, they call it, a lot of them just call it out as downright irresponsible to spread something like this.
Not only that, but a way to make quick money, too. Was
sure.
Another criticism I saw.
Oh, yeah.
So will the world really end in 2012? I'm going to go ahead and say probably not, because humanity is far too blemished to get off that lucky. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point of view. I don't think it's going to end at 2012 either, Josh.
Okay, we're in agreement, Chuck.
We typically don't give our opinions, but darn it, that's mine.
Yeah. And anybody out there stocking up for 2012 and listening to this podcast, more power to you.
Sure.
You will have the last laugh if the world really does end.
As we usually say, to each his own,
Yep.
and or her own. And if that's what you believe, then stock up.
Yeah. Chuck, that's one of those podcasts that now that we've done it, it stays done.
I don't understand that.
You don't have to.
Okay.
You'll find out on December 21st, 2012.
Oh, you rat.
You see it instantly. It's Coldwater Creek, the mark of exceptional workmanship and signature touches inspired by a Mountain West heritage. Distinctive styles created from quality fabrics, silhouettes perfected with just the right drape, feel-good fits offering ease of movement, and thoughtful details to elevate your look. Coldwater Creek's authenticity is embodied in every piece, embracing its confident spirit that carries through to today. Discover Coldwater Creek clothing, designed to fit your life the way you want. For a wardrobe you can count on season after season, visit coldwatercreek.com. Shop the new spring collection at 20% off $75 or more with code IHEART20.
Doing taxes the old way meant handing everything off and just hoping things were moving. But now you can feel confident your taxes are being handled right with Intuit TurboTax. Now you match with a TurboTax full-service expert. Just upload your documents right in the app, and boom, they take it from there. Start to finish, you've got a dedicated expert working your return. They check every deduction and credit to help you get the best possible outcome, so you can feel confident you're getting every dollar you deserve. And now you're not guessing what's happening, you're seeing it happen. TurboTax gives you real-time updates on your expert's progress while you go about your day. Run errands, grab a coffee, live your life. You're always in the loop. And if a question pops up, you get unlimited expert help at no extra cost, even on nights and weekends during tax season. Taxes are finally transparent, easier, and handled. Visit TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax full-service experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
So, Chuck, we're big time now.
Yeah.
And I think we should express this. We have a spoken word album. For the love of God, Chuck, we have a spoken word album available for sale on iTunes right now. Let's discuss.
Correct, Josh. It's the Stuff You Should Know Super Stuffed Guide to the Economy.
Beautiful.
And what we tried to do is break down economics and the economy in a way that the layman can understand.
Because we're laymen as well.
Exactly.
Sure.
We learned a lot. We think you'll learn a lot.
Yeah. I'm pretty proud of it.
I am too.
I think it's worth $4.
I do too. And Jerry, our producer, did an outstanding job with the sound design.
Yes.
It's much different and very special.
We would be nowhere without her.
No.
So you guys can find that on iTunes. All you have to do is type Super Stuffed into their handy search bar, and from my experience, it's the first thing that comes up. And have at it.
I wouldn't click on anything else that said super stuffed. Let's put it that way.
Agreed, Chuck. Agreed. And while we're at it, while we're just plugging away, let's talk about our blog, too, which, frankly, I've come to be pretty proud of. I wasn't sure about the blogging thing at first, and
You're
now
getting
I'm
into
like,
it now, yeah.
I get this, yeah.
Yeah. We have a blog now called Stuff You Should Know, and you can access it through the homepage on the right-hand side there at howstuffworks.com. And
we post twice a day. One of us posts. I post in the morning. Chuck posts at night. Both of them are well worth reading. And Chuck likes to do a little recap on Fridays of the podcast, the Week in Podcasting.
And we will answer you. We chat with the folks.
Yes.
And we follow up, and it's a good way to reach us.
Yeah. But Chuck likes to interact with you guys more than I do because he likes to show off his cool guy hat in his photo that pops up every time he posts something. So ask us to come out and play, and we will. Whew. Okay. So
Relief?
Yes, we got the spoken word album knocked out. We got the blog knocked out. You know what that means it's time for.
Yes, LM.
But listener mail.
Listener mail. Right, Josh, this is significant because today is the day where we retire Haiku Theater.
Thank
Did everyone hear that? We are retiring Haiku Theater. We love your haikus, and you can still send them if you want, but we're not going to read them anymore.
Agreed. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Chuck. Okay, so Chuck, let's do it. This is the final. Can we get Jerry maybe a drum roll in here?
Right, and I should say that one of the reasons we're retiring it is because we received the best haiku ever, and it cannot be topped. So.
Great. I'm so looking forward to this one.
All right, so here we go. Nathan of Akron, Ohio says, I'm a CPA, anesthesiologist. Man, they make some loot. Belinda, who doesn't say where she's from, says, haiku and search bar, no article for learning. I had to Google. So I think she was expecting an article on haikus.
Okay.
David, who is an LVN, which I believe is a nurse, says, frozen mist on ground. The railing has lots of holes. It's a long way down. He's referring, of course, to Niagara Falls.
Gotcha.
Jesse, I'm going to read this one pretty quickly. Odin has an eye. Valhalla is in Asgard. I do not know why. Thor has a hammer. Heimdall, 9 moms and white god. Please enlighten me. Balder dreamt his death. His mom, Frigg, dreamt it as well. Mistletoe? Who knew? Venom on Loki. Forseti and his justice. How does this all fit?
There it
Jesse,
is.
I have no idea how it fits.
Norse mythology in haiku. That was gorgeous.
We have one that just came in today from Ryan, and I was going to not use it, but I told him I would make a joke about him being a hack poet.
Okay.
So here we go.
And you did. You fulfilled your obligation.
Urban exploring, squatting, best place to get shot. Yes, I am smarter. Keep up the great work. I'll continue to listen. Knowledge is power.
Was that in haiku form?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 more. Cassie in Minneapolis is getting married this June, and we wish her all the best. And
Yeah.
she does a dance. She says, Stuff Podcast Delight. When I get a new podcast, I dance at my desk.
Good luck, Cassie and your groom.
And now, the last one ever, folks, that you will ever hear from my mouth. This comes to us from Austin, from Fort Worth, Texas, and he has this to say. Uninvited guest. At night, they in my food. Los cucarachas. Tell me their secrets. One podcast to rule them all. Los cucarachas. And that was the best haiku I've ever heard in my life. Wow. From Austin. So thank you, Austin.
Congratulations, Austin. You just ended haiku theater forever.
So thanks, Austin. That was awesome, awesome, awesome.
Agreed.
Los cucarachas.
And thanks to everybody who sent us in haikus. Please stop now.
We love your creativity, but too much of a good thing, and we'll move on. We'll think of something else creative you guys can do for us.
Agreed. So in the meantime, if you want to just say hi, tell us that we said something wrong, or send us anything. I believe one of them was Shakespearean sonnets were an idea, an iambic pentameter. That was Jonathan Strickland, our colleague at Tech Stuff's idea. Anything you want to do, just let us know that you're out there. Send an email to us at stuffpodcast@howstuffworks.com.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com. Brought to you by the reinvented 2012 Camry. It's ready. Are you?
You see it instantly. It's Coldwater Creek, the mark of exceptional workmanship and signature touches inspired by a Mountain West heritage. Distinctive styles created from quality fabrics, silhouettes perfected with just the right drape, feel-good fits offering ease of movement, and thoughtful details to elevate your look. Coldwater Creek's authenticity is embodied in every piece, embracing its confident spirit that carries through to today. Discover Coldwater Creek clothing, designed to fit your life the way you want. For a wardrobe you can count on season after season, visit coldwatercreek.com. Shop the new spring collection at 20% off $75 or more with code IHEART20.
This is Julian Edelman from Dudes on Dudes with Gronk and Jules. Sunday mornings, I've got my game day ritual. Coffee, Lucky Socks, and now new morning Uncrustable sandwiches.
It's all about that 12-gram protein boost with the new Uncrustables, bright-eyed berry or up and apple flavors.
Bright-eyed berries got a feisty receiver energy.
Up and apple, your classic do-it-all tight end.
Soft, pillowy, packed with protein, and easy enough for Gronk to grab from the freezer.
Whether you're on the couch, driving to the tailgate, or heading to the locker room, new morning Uncrustables sandwiches are the MVP of snacks.
Your new Sunday kickoff ritual starts here with new morning Uncrustables sandwiches packed with 12 grams of protein.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.